Hi, welcome to the small shed. This Saturday I'm going to repair the shop vacuum for the garage which has died. See you in a minute. Right, so I've got a new repair in today. At long last, Dyson's gone bang. This is one that we used in the house for several years, and when we got a little cordless one it was a lot lighter. It became the sort of shop vac in the garage and for cars and things like that. It's been smelling for a few weeks now, so I got a suspicion it was on the way out, and sure enough it went bang in the biggest possible way the other day when I was using it, and obviously the motor has died. I was going to throw it away because I thought it probably wouldn't be worth replacing, but when I had a look online I could get a Dyson motor for it's probably around £30 or so, which wasn't too bad. If I was going to replace it with anything, it would be a second-hand Dyson and it would probably cost about £30 anyway. But then I found some, what I assume are cheap Chinese clone motors, and they were $13.99, so I decided that it was really a bit of a no-brainer. So as you can see, it's already had a replacement cylinder top on it, I think, because that should be the same colour as the rest of it, but it's had one or two rebuilds in its life. You know as much as I do about this because I've never actually taken it apart any further than filter changes in the past, and it looks like that one's due certainly a clean, if not a replacement as well. But the motor is down in there by the look of it. I can see the end of it, and that's about the only place it can go. So we will have a look and see what we can do to replace it. I thought I might be able to get the hose out, but I don't think I can, so we'll put up with that being a nuisance. Now what are the screws on this? Oh, there's one there, it's an odd star one. So I've got my little set of, one of the most useful things I've got, I think. It's one of those things that you don't use much, but when you do need it, you need it. It's all the different sorts of drives you can get. So we'll try one of those and see. Too big. Too big. Seems closer, but I'm still not convinced it's the right one, so we'll try one of the other types of drive. It's definitely not that one. Might just try an Allen key, I'm not sure, it's possible. Looks like a star, but I'm having the job to find one to fit. Let's get an Allen key. Nope. I've got a feeling I've been down this way before with something, because I've just found in the cabinet an odd T15 star drive screwdriver, and that fits perfectly. So we'll take that out, see what happens when that gets taken out. Find a pot to put the screws in. Let's get this hose off. Pulls out like that, and there's again another star drive just to hold it there, so let's get that out of the way. Lifts out, good, let's got rid of that one. Right, it's made it a bit more handleable. Now then, there's another one deep down in there I'd missed. That's better, showing signs of movement now. Let's take the cover off. This hinge pulls out on a pair of clips. Next off, I think I need to take the wheel off because I've just seen that there is a screw in there that I can't quite get at. So let's find out how to do that. I'm not sure whether it's a tyre on and the cap comes off, or whether or not it's pulls off. Let's see. I can't see any way in, so I'm going to try a bit of brute force and ignorance as usual to see if I can just lever it off. I can't see that it's attached in any other way. Yeah, there we go, it's just clipped on. And I've got some more screws in there then. Set the wheels off. It's a matter of being brave. Getting closer, I think. So there's 4 screws by the look of it, or 2 more screws holding the casing together. One there, and one there. Ah, there's 2 on the outside of the casing as well there. Look. Whether or not the this mechanism will explode when I open it, I don't know. Reels the cable in, but given that it's used in the garage, I'm not too worried if it does. I'm happy to run it without. Okay, there's the cable mechanism. Is staying in place, good. And we have a motor, or a motor housing anyway, that is very black and knackered. So we'll take the cover off. Just prise those clips open and lift it out. And there we have a motor, which is got dead brushes by the look of it and a lot of black, but only 2 wires to connect up, both of which are pretty filthy. So let's have a look and see what we've got there. Looks like it's a straight brown and blue in the UK for line and neutral. Yes, line and neutral. And that connects up blue to black and brown to red, which are the old line and neutral colours. So we will unplug those. This may be, touch wood, this may be a relatively straightforward job. But yes, that's toasted. Right, let's have a look and see what we've got from China, which no doubt weighs half as much and will last half as long, but this thing has probably been in service for 20 years or so, so it's done well, can't complain. Motor, which in all honesty I can't see any difference. It is, yes, it is a bit lighter, and I think the windings are probably a little bit less 2 volt 240 volt, 1600 watt. So, straightforward reverse job, I think. This looks pretty good. Put the connector back on there. Red to brown, black to blue, and then try and feed it all back into there without getting wires in the way of anything. Let's take that out. It lifts straight out. Makes it easier to see what we're doing, I think. Yes, the biggest job is keeping all the wiring away from getting the motor in. That's it. It's just gone in. It's clipped in. That's it. So that all goes back into there. That little switch was towards the top right hand side, so I think we'll put the cover back on this first, and then we can push it in as a unit. I'm assuming the arrow is for up. Would seem logical. Push those back on. That's it, in its housing. Up arrow is there. Pushes into there. That little switch sits in there. Of course that'll be the on-off switch, won't it? That'll be a reset, that's the on-off. So we've got to get that in the right place next. Fathom the off switch out, it goes at the top. There's a bottom piece sticking out there and a pair of retainers there that you just slide it into that gap. Push it in there and push it down, and that just locates it in there nice and solidly, so that when you put the button back on, that'll work. So that's that sorted. I think it's time to put the cover back on. Gently persuade it back together. I think we're there. Just going to pop the screws in gently to see if it's going to go in or not. It may be that it wants to not go together properly, but or it may just pull in. I'm not going to put any tension on them at the moment, just to hold it together and gently push all the way around. Yeah, it's just squeezing down on the motor. There's a rubber seal that it's squeezing down on. Just needs that little bit of pressure, but not too much. Hold it as well. Works still. Right, two more screws, one there and one there. So at that point I think I'm going to try it, because it's unlikely to either go bang or work. It's not going to electrocute me because it's inside the housing. Two wheels back on. Ouch, don't get your finger tapped in the gap between the wheel and the body. I'll put the filters back in temporarily, but they are disgusting and need changing. Rear filter, rear cover which clips on, springs apart. That's it. hose back on, pushes up into there, clips into there. I put the bowl back on, plug him in again. And that's it, we're back in business. It's taken half an hour or so at most, and I didn't even know what I was doing, you know, I didn't know my way into it, so it's an easy job. 14 quid, it's got me back in business with a working vacuum in the garage. So once again, I never tire of saying it, sometimes you've got nothing to lose. In this case I'd probably got £14 to lose if it didn't work properly, or I couldn't get it to work properly on a new motor, but in fact it's fine. I've just had to go out in the garage and it's working as well as it ever did, probably better than it has done in latter years, so not a bad result I think for a morning's work. Hope the video was of interest. Look forward to seeing you next week. We'll be doing something different I hope, and I look forward to seeing you then. Bye!